Welcome to Let 'Em Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo.
And I'm Miss Joan Marie Musi.
And Al Burgo, an actor, is our guest. Welcome, Al, to Let Them Talk. And we're curious about learning more about your career. Very interesting.
Thank you, Paul. I'm glad to be here tonight.
All right.
Joan and Paul, thank you for having me on TV.
Sure. Well, there's a lot we want to talk about. We're going to talk about the films you're working on right now. But let's give us a little background on yourself. Where are you from? Are you a lifelong New Yorker, or did you come here from parts afield?
No, I'm obviously a Brooklyn guy. You know, you can tell the way I speak. You know, I'm not going to never try to hide that, and people seem to like it, so it's good with me.
Now, did you start acting as a kid? Did you study acting? How did you get into it?
Well, I ran away from this type of stuff as a kid. I was a ball player. I was an athlete.
Oh, okay, sports.
You know, yeah, and that was my thing. And, you know, with the arts, you know, I always had like a sneaky eye for it, but the environment I grew up in, you couldn't show any love for anything regarding cooking or sewing. Well, all my mother taught me how to sew. I used to sew in private. I didn't even let the other family.
You don't want them to know?
Yeah, she showed me how to sew my own buttons and fix my own socks, and so that was it. I did those things, but I did them. I wasn't advertising.
Undercover.
Undercover, yeah. And that's it. I'm a Brooklyn guy, and we grew up down in Coney Island.
Oh, Coney Island, that's great.
Yeah, Coney Island's a great place, with the rides and the beach.
Right there, right? Always right there.
Yeah, always there. Nice place to be. People always in a fun way of doing things,
So you were an adult before you started any acting?
Absolutely. I just started a few years ago.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, people told me for years, you got to go on stage, Al. And I said, no. I'll make a jerk out of myself with you guys. But I'm not going on stage and doing it for the world or for the public. But enough people started to tell me, and I realized, I said, wait a minute, all these people saying the same thing. Somebody must be right about something. So I tried it, and I liked it.
It's fun, right?
It's a lot of fun, yes, yeah.
What was the first thing you acted in?
One of the very first movies that I remember acting in was called Blood Brother. It's a bunch of guys from Avenue U in Brooklyn, Joe Posa, Frank Fidelio. They wrote a story. And they gave me a nice role in it, and it was a nice hit. People seemed to like it. We filled the theaters up with it, and it was a pleasure working with them.
What was it? What was the film about? What was it?
It was about I was the father of a kid that was involved in a going away party, and there was a group of friends, 3-4 guys, and he was one of them. He was like a little bit on the outside. He wasn't aggressive and as crazy as the other guys. And they had sex with a girl, the same girl, one after the next, and he didn't use a condom. And he wound up catching a virus. And it's pretty interesting movie. Very serious, very...
a drama.
A lot of drama involved, yeah.
And it takes place in New York?
Takes place in Brooklyn, New York, Bensonhurst area.
Wow.
Gravesend. It was very realistic, and there was a nice little twist, or a couple of twists at the end, and it was something that really gave me the fever to be in the movies. You know what I mean? The guys gave me a chance. They didn't know me as far as they knew. I did a couple commercials already, and they said, Al, come on down and meet my co-producer. As soon as he see me, he says, you're going to come in for an audition. And I came in for the audition. They said, we like it, and now we're going to work on the script.
Right.
Now, there's a big difference between a commercial and a movie.
Absolutely.
In terms of character development, in terms of how much time is put into developing a role for yourself. So what do you prefer? Do you like the more in-depth thing, or?
I like personally the movies. I mean, commercials are cool because, you hope that the world is going to see you and stuff like that there.
Gets the exposure. And
But me personally, I like the films, the movies. I like working hands-on with a large amount of people. And going to the screening. Whereas the commercial, you don't know if they're going to ever show it.
Right.
They show it maybe for 2 months.
You might miss it.
Yeah, you might miss it. Yeah, I was in the Oxford Medical commercial. They showed that for about 6 months or 8 months straight. So that was good. But I like film. I run away from theater. I worked in a few theaters doing some maintenance work. As soon as I tell the people, because they say, hey, you seem to have a feel for what's going on. I'm moving the piano around, doing this, doing that. I said, yeah, I'm an actor. Oh, you're an actor? Oh, wow. We'd like to have you be in our next play. I said, unless you give me a lead role or you pay me some fair money, then I'll come down.
Theater is a lot different.
I run away from theater, I like movies. Movies is my thing.
Well, the thing about movies, too, is that it is a huge group of people. Like, people don't realize how many people go into making a movie.
Yeah.
And so it's a great collaborative experience.
Absolutely, and I enjoy that. I think it's very rewarding, and it's good.
And you learn a lot on a set, don't
Absolutely,
you? About
yeah.
things that you never realized, like lighting and how they get the electricity there.
Yeah, generators. I'm interested in all that stuff too, because
Joni was a generator girl on movies for a while.
I did. I was a Jenny operator.
Okay.
I was the only girl in Manhattan doing it at the time. I'm sure there's more women now. I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm the only driver who never went on the sidewalk. Who actually listened to that when they said never drive it on the sidewalk.
Because it's really heavy, a generator truck.
Yeah.
And a lot of sidewalks in New York, in a lot of buildings in New York, the basement extends under the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, so it's hollow.
Which means it's hollow, exactly. So if you drive a 1-ton truck onto it, you can collapse the sidewalk.
Well, no doubt, sure. You got to be very careful.
The dangers of movie making that nobody even thought of.
Things happen, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a big, whenever I say shoot plenty of movies like where we live in Lower East Side, and and I see the equipment and what goes into the trailer, trucks,
a lot of weight,
equipment.
Sure, yeah.
It's amazing, and the setup and the crews and the large numbers of people who are involved in doing it. It's fascinating to me. I've never made a movie, so
yeah.
How would you describe the experience to someone who's never done it?
I think it's very exciting, very a lot of time consuming.
Do you ever get bored of like reshooting something over and over again? Is it ever?
Not really, because you're always learning. You know what it is? When I go to a movie set, regardless if it's a big set or a small set, I respect it just the same. And you always find something to do. Either you can have a nice conversation with somebody and pass the time away in between the shoots, or you can bring a book or a magazine. Right. There's a lot of ways.
There's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Absolutely, that's exactly what you do. You get paid for hanging around. Because the actual work that you're doing, would be overpayment if they paid you just for the work you did. So you're getting paid for the time that you're actually hanging around.
Right.
And they always tell you it's a 6-hour shoot, it's going to be a short day, and it turns out to be 10 or 9 hours. Or if they say it's 8 hours, it's guaranteed to be 11 or 12.
Right.
They always seem to go over. I think there was one set, I did over 50, 60 movies. There was one set I think we actually came in on time.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I was impressed.
I was reading about Roland Sholem. He was he got an award as the only person to deliver every movie ever made on time.
Right.
Budget. Yeah.
Roland Sholem?
Roland Sholem, right. He lived about 91 years
old. Okay, yeah. They just run across unexpected things, right. They got to download the equipment, or the lighting, a bulb breaks. Yeah. That's another 10 minutes. They got to fix that.
Or weather if it's outdoors.
Weather, or somebody's trying to interfere with the shoot. This is not what we bargained for. You guys are going to have to get out by a certain time. Then they're going to stop the shoot to go talk to the management of the building or whatever. Yeah. There's always some kind of delays, people showing up late. Right. And that's another thing is, so that's,
now, it's all have you done a lot of the same type of movies? Like, do you think that you're sort of typecast in an urban drama type of movies?
Yeah,
crime movies? Or?
Yeah, I've done a lot of, I would agree on that. I do a lot of criminal movies. Most of my roles are, I'm
the bad guy or the good guy?
Bad guy? Usually the bad guy. I could get sentimental. I could cry on cue. So, and that's what,
I could do that, too. Right.
Oh, that's good, then. If you could do that, that's great. Because, I never thought I was able to do it, and I tried it.
And it works,
and I did it. Yeah. I watched another actor do it. I was a boom operator, and he did it in front of me. And I felt the pain, and I started to search for some pain, too.
Mm-hmm. And you realized you
can
bring it up. And I was able to do it.
I did it. It was unbelievable. I did it quite a few times. Wow. So you save water that way. You don't have to spray it down with water.
And that's a special skill.
Absolutely. No, really, people train for that stuff. Yeah, it's tough, But
what are some of the movies? Tell us a few of the movies you've made. Just a few notable ones you remember that you had fun with.
I did quite a few. Every movie I worked on, I'll be honest with you, I always